Good morning, everyone. Let's start with the most basic model of the economy, the circular flow of income in a two-sector economy. This is the foundation. It shows us how money and resources move between two groups, households and firms. In this model, we only have two participants. Number one, households, the people who consume goods and services and provide resources. And number two, we have firms, the businesses that produce goods and services. There is no government and no foreign trade here. Households supply what we call the factors of production to farms. These are labor, the work people do, land, natural resource, capital, tools, machines, equipment, and entrepreneurship, the skills of organizing and managing business. In return, farms pay households for the resources. These payments are called factory incomes. Wages for labor, rent for the payment of land they use, interest for the capital, and profit for the entrepreneurship. Firms then use these resources to produce goods and services, which households purchase using their income. This creates a flow, the real flow. Resources flow from households to farms, and goods and services flow back from farms to households. The money flow money goes from farms to households as income and back from households to farms as expenditure. That's why it's called the circular flow of income. So in the two-sector economy, households give resources, farms give income, and farms produce goods and households spend money, and the cycle repeats. Now, why this matters? This is the basic foundation for all the circular flow of the economic sectors. This shows the interdependence in households and the farms that they need each other. And this shows the economic balance in the two-sector economy. So the key takeaways and mini summary is two-sector economy has two main players, and it is a continuous cycle of resources and money flow in opposite direction, and it's a perfect balance. What households earn, they spend in the businesses. Now let's make our model more realistic. In real life, there is one more very important player, the government. When we add the government, we get to see the three-sector economy. So the three groups are households, consumers and owners of resources like labor, land and capital, farms, producers of goods and services that drive economic activity, and government, who collect taxes, provides public service and regulates the economy. Just like before, households give resources to farms, farms pay households wages, rent, interest and profit. Farms sell goods and services, and households spend their income and buy them. Now, government enters the picture. Now, let's see what the government does. Government collects taxes from both households and farms. For example, income tax and households and corporate tax from farms. It spends money on public goods and services like roads, schools, hospitals, and defense. It may also give subsidies to farms or welfare payments to households. So the cycle becomes bigger. Households and farms interact as before. But now, both households and farms also interact with the government through taxes and government spending. The government takes money out of the flow in the form of taxes, but it also puts money back into the flow by spending on goods and services and giving benefits. So, in the three sector economy, households and farms still exchange resources, income, goods, and expenditure, but the government is added collecting taxes and providing services. This makes the circular flow more realistic. So why this model matters? This is more realistic than the two-sector government with the government involved. Policy understanding shows how government decisions on taxes and spending affects the entire economy. Economic stability demonstrates government's role in supporting economic activity during downturns. So, a quick summary. Three-sector model adds government to households and firms. Government collects taxes and provides essential services, and money flow creates interconnected economic relationship. Finally, let's add one last sector, the foreign sector. When you include households, farms, government and the rest of the world, we get the four sector economy. Now, the four key sectors we have Households, who are the consumers and resource owners, firms, producers of goods and services, governments, taxes and spending, and foreign sector, the rest of the world, or else imports or exports. Now, inside the country, the flow works as before. Households give resources to farms. Farms pay households by wages, rent, interest, or profit. Both households and farms pay taxes. And households buy goods and services to farms. The government spends on services and purchases from farms. For example, the government earns the taxes money in public services like roads, infrastructure, and defense. Now let's bring in the foreign sector. When households and firms buy goods from other countries, that's called imports. Money leaves the domestic economy. When firms sell goods abroad, that's called exports. Money enters the domestic economy. So imports are leakage from the flow while exports are injection into the flow. In the four sector economy, we talk about leakages, money leaving the flow. These include savings, taxes, and imports. For example, imports is a leakage. When domestic entities purchase goods and services from the other countries, money exits the economy. This outflow of money is considered a leakage from the circular flow of income. It reduces the amount of money circulating domestically. Now, export, an injection. When domestic firms sell their goods and services to the other countries, money enters the economy. This air inflow of money is considered an injection into the circular flow of economy. It boosts the amount of money circulating domestically. So leakages and injection. Leakages are money leaving the flow. This includes savings, taxes, and imports. On the other hand, injections are money entering the flow. This includes investment, government spending, and exports. For the economy to remain stable, total leakages should equal total injection. So to wrap up, the two-sector model has households and farms. Three-sector model adds government, and the four-sector model adds the foreign sector or the entire world. This shows us how every economy is not only connected with itself, but it also linked to the global economy through imports and exports. So final wrap up. So the circular flow of income starts simple and grows step by step. With two sectors, it shows households and farms. With three sectors, it includes government. With four sectors, it becomes international by adding the foreign sector. This complete model helps us understand how money, resources, and goods keep flowing in an interconnected system.